What's up? We're Nømadus. I'm Fredy. He's Carl, and we're gonna talk a little bit today about our top five records of all time. But it's the records that we own on vinyl, and yeah, we're big supporters of the physical format of music, especially vinyl. So here we go. This is Carl's number 10. Just want to say that we don't know each other's choices either, so it's gonna be a surprise for each other. Like,
Yeah, as much as it's a surprise to one another,
uh,
probably pretty certain we know
I know,
top five at least.
yeah, like Kyuss, nice.
Yeah, love Stoner, uh, Kyuss, just one of those bands that just infectious. Unfortunately, their lineup and the band didn't go too long,
Yeah.
but unbelievable.
I think that's my favorite
Yeah.
Kyuss as well. Like when I remember getting the album was the Welcome to the Sky Valley, but yeah, you can't go wrong with this. Like
Yeah.
thumbs so that is where it opens the
Yeah.
Green Machine.
Yeah, I think especially once it gets to Freedom Run, like that's just an absolute trip. So yeah, check out Kaz.
So that's your
my
10,
top
yeah?
10. Yeah, that's my 10.
Right. This is my 10 now, and this is Vader, the Profundis. This is one of my favorite death metal bands ever, and you can't go wrong with this album. Like you hear Blood of Kingo, and it's just nasty riff. Like I love it. Yeah, yeah, it's just normal, yeah, black.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's
Vader is serious heavyweight. That album. It's probably the Vader album I listen to most.
yeah, the Profundis, yeah, same. After this would be Welcome to the Morbid Reich. Really like that one. I have that one, Necropolis. I have it as well. But their discography is just insane. Every album is gold. I never get tired of
You
listening.
seen Vader?
Yeah, twice actually. So yeah, it's my 10.
Killer, killer. What do we got?
Number
Come
9.
on.
Oh, yeah.
Easily my favorite Motörhead record. That and Ace of Spades, but like, Stay Clean, I Don't Pay Your Price, Metropolis.
Yeah.
Man, this is on form.
That's
You know.
that's probably the best. I always go. I'm never sure what Motorhead album is my favorite. It's my top 3 favorite bands too. But I can never choose because I love them all.
Yeah, it's hard to choose because there's different lineups, man. I think there's been many like prime Motorhead lineups, but this is right in the middle a lot.
The classic, yeah. Okay, so this is my 9, and that's Exodus, Persona not non grata, and this came out in 2021. This is one of their best records. I think they really came out because the last one was Blood In Blood Out, and I really enjoyed that one. But the quality of riffs in this is like pristine. My favorite it's the Years of Death and Dying. Yeah, that's just one of those epic tracks.
I think
And when it goes to Casa del Pantano, that acoustic thing, like in a swamp, Casa, and then the Lunatic Liar Lord, like it leads into that. Like it's such a good, really good album.
such a good opener.
Yeah, and I love the artwork. It's really nice.
Is that just black disc? Is it?
Yeah, that's just black.
Yeah,
That's
you've seen Exodus a couple of times, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, my first time seeing Exodus was actually at Bloodstock last year, and it was touring this album. And fucking Gary Holt, man.
Fucking.
It's hard to fuck with Gary Holt, like.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. Right, number 8.
Great. Nice. Yeah.
Side of Perseverance by Death. I was listening to this today and yesterday in work, and Is there a bad song in this? Like,
Nope.
I think this is the.
Is it Black or is it the one that
I think
I
it
have?
is.
I have that one as well, but it's
Yeah, it is. It is. But
I
like,
have, I have the sword one,
mhm.
the color.
Yeah, I remember that. That album artwork.
I
When it
know.
comes to artwork, I think that's one of the best.
Yeah.
And it's hard to go wrong with any
Yeah.
Death album.
That's probably the most accessible. You know, if you
Yeah,
go in,
yeah,
if you start listening to death metal and death in general, Sound of Perseverance is the cleanest, I'd say,
for sure.
because
Sure.
it's like their Black album. That's probably my third favorite.
Mhm.
Because Symbolic is my favorite death album, but yeah,
Human was my
Human-
first ever time listening to Death. But I did just that album just hits.
Yeah.
You know, all the other albums are just unbelievable death metal, but that one just maybe it's a wee bit more melodic. I don't know, maybe a
It
bit
is
more
definitely.
progressive. Yeah.
That the Voice of the Soul is on it. It's like a
Um,
starts acoustically and there's no drums on it.
yeah.
Always loved that song. Yeah.
And Painkiller by Judas Priest.
Oh yeah, the cover. Yeah, so
That's
good. Yeah.
one of the best covers
I know.
ever.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Death. That's my number 8. That's a Bolt Thrower. Those Ones Loyal. 2005 last Bolt Thrower album. The groove on this is just perfect.
Think about
Yeah,
it's such a cool.
it's cool because it goes like that on the whenever you open it. And this is the gold marble edition. Oh yeah, marble, yeah.
Nice.
It's gold, yeah. So good. That's the kill chain. I mean, yeah, kill chain. Every song, but the kill chain, and then when cannons fade. That's my favorite track.
Yeah. I think probably me and you would you listen to that the most out of
Yeah.
Bolt Tour? You know,
Yeah.
for the most part, Bolt Tour is all solid.
Yeah.
You know, but that one, you always come back to it. You know,
I think I mean, it's the grooviest. It's
Yeah.
also it's not as like fast and really really like death metal as the other ones. This is when Memoriam get their groove is
Yeah.
I think it's from
Yeah.
this album.
Memoriam's literally just that album
Yeah.
forever. Just
I know.
the groove,
I
right?
know.
What do we got?
Oh, speaking of
Speaking of fucking devil,
nice, yeah. That's second.
probably my favorite Memoriam album. Look at that artwork.
Yeah, Silent Vigil.
It's amazing. I put it on yesterday just in preparation for this, and right off the bat, that just hits so
Yeah.
hard. And I was lucky enough to see them on the first Bloodstock after COVID.
Yeah.
And anyone who hasn't heard of Memoriam, check them out. Just like Bolt Thrower, groove for days. And it's the same singer from Bolt Thrower, but one of the best death metal bands, still going, still doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, amazing show.
Memoriam is so good. Yeah, I have that same one, and I have the Requiem from Mankind.
Yeah.
Like
Gotta love HMP.
I don't know. I was thinking about putting on the list as well, and then I'm glad because we would have clashed.
Yeah. I
matched.
had a feeling Bolt Thrower was coming from you, so I was just put on the Memoriam. Like,
yeah. First, this is the records we own. It's like the favorites that we own. It's really hard to choose because I have about 75. I think I have. Yeah, my favorite albums are on. I have it, but there are so many albums that I love as well that if I have them, I would have definitely put them on this list as well. Right. So number 7, they have Testament, the formation of Damnation, and this is really this is Testament after they came back from a not hiatus, but the last album they did before this was The Gathering. Dave Lombardo was on that, and then Chuck he got cancer, and they were like for a bit. So this is 2008, and they came back with It was Paul Bostaff on drums on this, and yeah, it's a really good album. More Than Meets the Eye and Fear is on side B. Yeah, Fear is my favorite on this record, and More Than Meets the Eye. It's so good.
I honestly don't think I've listened to that
Yeah.
Testament album.
Pure.
So I think it was the first 3 Testament albums for me.
Yeah,
But I need to give a listen.
production is really good as well.
Cool.
Yeah, Testament. Can't go wrong with it.
Right, this band, before I left it up, 2018 Metal to the Masses final in Mandela Hall. I was walking out, I was sober, I was driving at the time, and a guy told me to check out his band. That band being
Oh yeah.
Druid. I
Nice. Yeah.
never heard of them before. Like, knew of Oracle, knew of Lockhorns, Crawl, and Strangler, everyone. Never heard of Elder Druid, and one of my favorite bands. Like,
Yeah.
I think maybe they rank 6 or 7 my favorite bands of all time. Like, which is
Saying a lot, man. You know.
yeah.
Greg also reminds me a lot of Phil on vocals. You know. And
Absolutely.
they have that stoner groove that's it's so aggressive. You know.
Artwork's killer, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was their first final they ever did as well. But I think I love Elder Druid so much. It's like Kyuss meets Down.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not to pigeonhole them, but that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know, and I seen them at playing the New Blood stage in Bloodstock, and that was fucking like, for years I wanted them to win the Metal to the Masses, and then seeing them there was just unreal. And if you've seen them live in recent times, they're playing new material of the album, which we've both heard, and there's just one riff in a song called Gambit Caster that it just opens a portal to hell.
Yeah.
You know, it's such an interesting to see their progression from their earliest like EP, their first 2 albums, and then this, and go on like so.
Yeah, man. Like Jake is a riff master.
Hard to not have that in the top 5. But,
that's a great choice.
Yeah, 6, number of the beast. So yeah,
very nice. So this is my 6. As you chose Overkill, I chose Orgasmatron. That's like I had to go with this one. You know, I could have gone with Overkill. I could have gone with Sacrifice. Motorizer was there. It's like, you know what, Orgasmatron was so always the one that I played the most, and it was like, the one the first one I bought of Motörhead too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the artwork is just amazing. And this was the first one with Phil Campbell on the guitar. So yeah, Death Forever, Orgasmatron, Dr. Rock, Mean Machine is on this. I just love this album.
I think like that's why we buy vinyl and love it so much, is like to have that artwork. It's such a big, you know, CDs are great. Can't play vinyl in your car, but to just sit and hold that and listen to the records.
I know, it's something different, you know. Like you have the actual, and it's coming back as well. You know, it sells more than CDs now.
I would have thought, like,
like,
you know,
I know.
I do not look at CDs. You know, it's rare.
Yeah, like I have like hundreds of them, but you know, I don't buy that. I buy vinyl though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Orgasmatron. Nice. Number 5.
What have we got? Type negative.
Nice.
One of my favorite bands of all time. Favorite. This and Life Is Killing Me are probably my 2
We're
favorite.
Coming Down.
Yeah. You just can't go wrong with Typo. You know, it's melodic and how dark it gets. It's got those hardcore roots.
Yeah.
You know, but it's actually one of the first vinyls I ever bought, and
it's actually green.
Yeah, rather fitting.
Nice one. That looks amazing.
Yeah, we're doing these vinyls. This video here.
LPs.
There we go. It's as much about the vinyls we own and listen to the most. That's just sort of how we're dealing with it, and that's a vinyl that I've listened to a lot. Yeah. You know, one of the most.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Because you always talk about Typo and is it? But you have other ones, right?
Yeah, Bloody Kisses.
Bloody
Yeah.
Kisses, yeah. Yeah.
Just I think their final's pretty limited, like to get hold of.
They probably have reissues now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it's sometimes bands it's hard to find the originals and then they just reissue,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you know like Peter Steele's dead.
Yeah.
Sometimes they reissue after that, you know, after, if a band has a legacy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like Death, for example.
Exactly.
A lot of reissues. So my number 5 is where this is where it gets hard. Is choosing, but yeah,
Oh shit.
this is my favorite Pantera album, and this is just amazing. And the vinyl version is different from the CD or the normal cover because it's this one is ass like that, the entire department.
Yeah. It's rather fitting.
And this is the actual cover. But yeah, this I think this is the best, heaviest Pantera album. You know, like all the classics are well, not all the classics, but for me, Strength Beyond Strength, Becoming, 5 Minutes Alone, Broken. You know,
It hits so hard, but has the groove. And you know how do you top a Vulgar Display of Power, and
Yeah.
then to just come out with that.
I know.
You know,
This is
and
what Phil said on the Pantera
on
videos.
videos,
Yeah. And he says, yeah, how can you top that album we made?
yeah.
Far Beyond Driven. It's like, yeah.
I think that's where our love for Pantera really comes from as well. They just never let up. You know, every album just topped it. You know, Cowboys from Hell were young dudes like, but from Vulgar on, it's just relentless.
Yeah.
And it's actually a good shout because
here we go.
number 4.
I was afraid I was gonna match with you.
Yeah.
But that's the new one.
Yeah, it's actually
the new reissue. Yeah.
It's one album that Terry didn't mix because
Yeah.
Vinny did it. I think Terry was busy with Deftones at the time, and this just came out a couple of years ago. And you love the original recording, but then this mix is absolutely killer.
It sounds closer to the other ones, you know. Like, and it's one of those things that it was remixed by Terry did, and you can actually tell the difference. You know, there's like so many remasters you hear. It's like I don't know what was the point of this, but this is actually you can hear the difference on that album.
I'm not a fan of most remasters because you don't really notice.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But this one was.
Yeah, and this also has the original as well.
Yeah.
Does it?
I think on the.
Oh, is this the bonus tracks? Yeah.
There, but if you get it,
yeah, they have the covers there.
If you listen to it on Spotify or any streaming service, they have that directly after the original one.
Yeah.
You know? And that's no diss on Vinny's because I didn't bat an eyelid with that one.
Yeah.
You know his mixing of it, but that just Rex's bass on it is just.
Yeah, it's more full, I think.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me. This is Somewhere in Time. That's my favorite Armian record, and it's very hard to choose your favorite Armian album, but for me it's this one, and Seven Son is pretty close too. But yeah, I'm actually gonna see them. They are touring this album with where they're doing the Future Past tour, which is this album with the new one, Senjutsu.
And they're playing.
Alexander
the Great, wasn't it?
Yeah, Alexander the Great, which is they never played live, and this is like not most people, like most Maiden fans' favorite song, and they've been asking for years for them to play it live, and they actually are playing it, so it's gonna be amazing, you know. Yeah, and this was always Armin's one of my favorite bands ever. You know, it's top 3 for me, but it's number 4.
Yeah.
Well, it's a weird thing, you know. Look at the artwork, you know.
Yeah.
It's my favorite artwork from Armin as well. It's so many details, so many from the other albums. Like this is from the first album. That poster there with the Eddie. the band here.
Nice.
See 2 Minutes to Midnight there.
Oh, cool.
2358.
Not the biggest Maiden fan. Not that I
I
don't
know.
like Maiden, but that's killer. You know, and like I was saying, that's one of the reasons you buy vinyl is to just really appreciate the artwork because so much goes into it. You know, you buy art or people design these for albums and holding it in their CD or just looking at your phone just doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
To that.
Yeah.
Number
Top
3.
Top 3 now.
Oh,
Oh. Yes.
just can't leave this out. You know,
Nice.
it's hard to pick which album. I got a Rise, got Beneath the Remains, but this is the first Sepultura album I listened to,
Yeah.
and it actually happened after I seen Soulfly and Limelight 2,
Yeah.
and one song that stuck with me was Biotech as Godzilla, which is the first song on side B,
Yeah. That's up there.
and
Propaganda.
man, what an album to start with Sepultura, but it's all different eras, like pretty
I know.
much, you know, the fucking death
I
metal.
think every album is different. You know,
Yeah.
the Max Cavalera era,
Oh yeah, for sure.
every album is
Yeah.
different. It's just
I actually listened to a guy on a podcast saying about how this is his favorite album, but the second half of Chaos AD isn't that great, and
mm,
I just thought
I don't agree with that. Like
that's
it's,
so wrong.
I
You
know
know,
the whole. I think start to finish.
like even like the Hunt, Clenched Fist,
Yeah.
Manifest, like Symptom of the Universe cover in there, and there's a lot of punk covers and stuff.
Because this is the reissue as well, right?
Mm.
Because they included Chaos BC, isn't it?
Yeah.
The DJ kind of.
Yeah. When you first hear that, I was like, "What's this shit?"
Yeah.
But then it's like, actually, I like this
Yeah.
song.
That's Max is behind that 100%. Like
Yeah.
we take a lot of inspiration from Sepultura, especially that album, you know. And that's like when I do vocals, that's what I think about is Max.
Yeah.
But it's just the natural way for me to go there. You know, I love that singing, that screaming is so powerful.
Well, once I heard Sepultura for the first time,
Yeah.
you know, looking back,
Yeah.
you know, and then like for me, I heard Chaos AD first, then you go back, and it's almost even more brutal. You know, Chaos AD is one of the more groovier ones, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like Beneath the Remains and Arise are just fucking so good.
I know.
But yeah, that's my number 3.
Which brings me to my number 3. We just matching. Right.
And we don't know this. This is a surprise.
But yeah, it's funny. Like you said, the Pantera. Well, I've Pantera and you said Pantera as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone asks me what metal is, well, this is metal. Like their best album, in my opinion. Like in one of the best fucking death thrash albums ever. Like, I don't even know. Like everyone should know this. You know, this doesn't require much explanation, and it's my favorite artwork of all time. Like I love this. It's my favorite artwork, and like that one is the reissue as well.
This one is.
Yeah. So it has the, you know, the demo tracks, the rough mix, the rough mixes.
What year is that? Is it 89?
91.
91.
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, like they were doing this when Pantera were doing Cowboys from Hell. Like Sepultura were at it in the 80s, you know, as much as they were a 90s band with Pantera, you know.
Oh yeah,
side by
it goes
side.
to 1985,
Yeah,
84 I think they started, So.
And they didn't have a craps phase. They were brutal from the get-go, like.
So, yeah, Sepultura is one of the best bands ever.
Right, we're getting down to it here.
Top 2, all right.
Right.
Okay.
Brutal.
Nice.
Brutal. With a song like Finger Me as well. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of love for Pantera here. My favorite Pantera albums are the last 2, especially Great Southern. It's just brutal. For me, this is a continuation of this.
Yeah.
Just the brutality and.
It's way more brutal, like it's.
Yeah. It's Phil's solo project, and it's his second.
Yeah.
His second album, and actually the bassist is from Hell Decapitation.
All right.
Yeah, Derek Engelman. But yeah, like I was saying, favorite Pantera records, Great Southern Trend, Kill, Reinventing Steel, and this is just I wanted more of that, and to me, this is it. It's grindcore, but it's got that Pantera groove, man. And
Yeah.
just
You notice this the texture of this, like matte feeling.
Yeah, it's absolute filth. Like the
Even the artwork is so fucking creepy, like the laboratory experiment.
I think it's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, like sort of thing. If you see the music video from that album, I think it's like
Phil, lyrics and all.
Phil going about an asylum, like all. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, the guitarist, Mike DeLeon, he's on tour with Soulfly at the moment.
Yeah.
He's a guitarist. But yeah, I listen to this all the time. It's brutal. I've heard a lot of people critique it, saying it is whatever. But one thing you'll give Phil credit for is just he is committed to the grind. There's no easing up.
He keeps it in that underground.
I think him and Max, they definitely stuck to their guns. A bit of the earlier Soulfly stuff was hit or miss, but Cavalera Conspiracy and later Soulfly and all, like these guys are in their late 50s, 60s and still putting out brutal stuff.
I know. Great choice.
Yeah.
This is my top 2, and people who know me, I had to choose this because this was for years my favorite metal album ever. Like Arise. If someone asks me what metal is this. Arise is. That's why I didn't put Arise on top of this. But this, everyone knows Master of Puppets. Everyone knows Metallica. This is where they peaked. I love Justice for All. And I love Ride the Lightning, but this is everything that you can ask on an album. Speaking metal. And they have the melodic Orion. And Welcome Home, Janitarium, but then Battery and Damaging, Disposable Heroes. It's like every riff is perfect.
Or like is there a bad song on an album?
No.
It's just what is open with Battery.
Yeah. It's iconic, it doesn't need much explanation. Yeah.
And this isn't because we've just watched Stranger Things either,
No,
yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't alive back then, but when I started listening to Metallica,
it's peak Metallica, and Justice for All directly after that is equally as good, but it's iconic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the last with Cliff as well, so yeah.
Right, it's down to it.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, now this, as much as our favorite finals or our most listened to, this is my favorite album of all time by my favorite band.
Fuck, I already know what it is then.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew it.
Hail the Leaf.
That's it.
Yeah. Down Nola. It's the heaviest hard rock fucking stoner album. Like
it's a super group of legends,
It is.
Pepper and Kirk Weinstein,
yeah.
The film.
It's that Jesus smoking a dub. I've got that tattooed on me as one of my first tattoos, but it's the ultimate supergroup. Rex later joined, but not a bad song in this. I could listen to this forever. If it's the only album I could listen to, no problem.
That's it.
And what do you say? Eyes of the South. It's the first time you heard Down.
Yeah, it was actually my introduction to Down was Eyes of the South. Because I always thought it was like this blues thing starting, that solo, and then it's like this is turning like in a different direction here, and then it just kicks you in the face. Every song, like you say, every song that is iconic. Stone the Crow, it's still It's the last song, isn't it? Still the cool.
I don't know if it's the last. The Swan Song. There's a
Swan.
lot, yeah, but yeah, Stone the Crow's like third last.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like Hail the Leaf. There's the riff in Hail the Leaf.
Yeah.
And everyone will probably know that riff if you listen to it. It's my favorite riff of all time. And it's not. There's no big frills, but
it's just the groove and the power of it. What it means to you. Yeah. That's it.
Like Pepper Keenan from Crows and Conformity, Kirk from Crowbar, Jimmy Barr from I Hate God.
Yeah.
It's just serious heavyweights. So yeah, that's my number one album of all time, favorite band of all time.
Yeah. That's it.
Right.
So, as you probably guess, what band it comes? This is not exactly metal, but it's my favorite band of all time, and no one can fuck with it because I'll go mental. And that's AC/DC, and this is like the best album in the world for me. Like, this is their best album, and I just get so happy even talking about it because it's just it's rock and roll, riff raff, man.
Yeah.
And kicked in the teeth up to my neck and you. I could name you every AC/DC song, but be here for another hour.
We've spent enough nights drinking with one another. Like, if there's Down, Pantera, Sepultura on, for me, I'll go mental. But with AC/DC, it's Goodbye Fredy. Like, gone. But, like,
since I was 15, it's like the band that introduced me to all the bands, and it's the band that I always go back to. And I don't know what it is, but it's I listen to a lot of brutal stuff, but I listen to this is where my heart is. It's just fucking good rock and roll.
You can say the same for Sabbath. They're not brutal heavy metal or anything, but AC/DC have a big part to play in metal.
Yeah. I know, because a lot of the bands took inspiration from AC/DC. Yeah, this album, people probably say, "Oh, every album sounds similar and stuff," but this was very, very, I think, very different from what these. Even with Bon Scott, it was different from what they were doing. Like, Let There Be Rock was before this, and this sounds totally different. But that's because I'm a massive AC/DC fan. I just spent, I don't know, many hours paying attention to this. It's I think is the best band ever, and in my opinion,
it sort of wrote the rule book, in a way.
So so that's our top 10 picks for records that we own, and hope you enjoyed. Hope it was not too long. There's actually a couple of ones that haven't come out yet that we'd like to just say, because we definitely gonna get it.
Yeah.
And one of them is Cavalera, not Cavalera Conspiracy. It's called Cavalera. They're re-recording the Morbid Visions and the Bestial Devastation albums, which is the first two Sepultura albums. And Max and Igor re-recorded that, and they were re-releasing it after all these years. And I can't wait for that. We already pre-ordered. We both pre-ordered, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming a cool vinyl. They're not black.
It's colored.
Yeah, and then the artwork. It's a shame I don't have it here to show it.
Yeah, it's redone as well. And another one is Skypilot. Skypilot's new Simple Beasts is getting released on vinyl. Can't wait for that, because it's one that I want to get, on record.
It's coming in a yellow vinyl. It's rather fitting with that album.
Yeah.
But that album's great.
I love it.
There's probably Knifed on the Beach.
Knifed on the Beach, yeah.
It's my favourite song off it.
Always like Cluster Fun and the Jazz Club, the middle ones.
All these names are just.
I always talk with David about that, and can't wait for that. Definitely, I think that is their best work yet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's rest for days, man.
Yeah.
Rest for days.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care. Cheers. We're Nømadus.